Brian Grimes back with another exciting session. We have Dion and Vero here, two of our boots on the ground superstars. So they're getting results, some of the results some of you want. So I wanted to bring them on so you guys could hear their story right from the horse's mouth, per se. So Dion and Vero, welcome to the platform. Appreciate having you guys.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having us.
Definitely. So the first question I have is, what made you guys take the leap of faith and decide to join the mentorship program?
For me, it was years ago. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, Property Ladder with Kirsten Kemp. It was on years ago. I don't even think it's on anymore. Yeah. I used to watch that show faithfully every Saturday. And I sat there and I'm like, I think I can do that. But I never thought that I had enough resources or enough know-how to get it done. And then last year, a couple of friends of mine approached me about real estate investment. And I was like, oh, yes, please, let's do it. But, we started to do our research and they kind of fell off a little bit. But I didn't want to give up because suddenly I felt like it's time to take action. And so I was binge watching a lot of Coach Carson's videos on YouTube. And one of them was actually his interview with you. And from the previous research that I had done with my friends, we were looking at where to invest. And I thought Philadelphia would be good. It's very close to New York. And so I'm like, you know what, that's a good place. We should really look at that. And when you said that your playground, if you will, was Philadelphia, like my little light bulbs went off and I immediately reached out to you. And I was so surprised that you responded so quickly. I really didn't expect that quick of a response. But once you responded and we set up that call and we talked a little bit, I knew right away, like you were my guy. You were the tutor, the mentor that I wanted. And I did not hesitate at all to sign us up in the MasterClass.
Definitely. And things definitely progressed pretty quickly from there.
And I know you were running with a group of investors and they were kind of, interested, but maybe there were some naysayers there. They were kind of holding you back and you just kind of move forward without them.
Yeah, unfortunately I did because, of course, real estate is cash intensive and the saying, you have to spend money to make money. And I saw my dreams within reach. Once I hooked up with you in that first call, I'm like, yes, this is the way that I wanted to go based on the conversation that we had. I knew you were the person to lead us into this dream, really, and I went back to them with that information. And I encouraged them to actually have the conversation with you themselves because I knew how comfortable you made me. And I know if they had the conversation, they would be equally comfortable, but they weren't ready. And I didn't want to put my dreams on hold anymore. So I decided to move on without them.
Yeah. And that happens. Sometimes, people around you aren't ready or they're naysayers and you just have to take, like you said, take action and just go for this thing because when the opportunity is right, you run with it.
Absolutely. And there's a fair element into it because you're thinking, oh my God, I'm about to put part of my life savings into this thing. Will it work? What if it doesn't work? And then all the what ifs start. And if you give into the what ifs, you will become paralyzed and you will do nothing. And I didn't want that to happen. So I wanted to just keep moving forward. And you made sure that we did that.
We pushed you forward.
Every fear that we had and we brought it to you, you addressed it right away. We're like, okay, whew, feeling comfortable. We're doing okay.
And speaking about that, compare yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 from a knowledge standpoint. I tell people, 6 months with me, and you just won't recognize yourself. You just wake up, look in the mirror, and you're like, who is this person? I know so much about real estate. How do you guys feel like this deep into mentorship and after getting a deal done and kind of everything we've done?
Absolutely. So when we started, honestly, we didn't really know much. I bought a few books from when I was with my friends to try to learn a few things, but we really didn't know anything, did we? And
no, we didn't.
Yeah, not really. And then once we reached out to you and you started to guide us through the steps, oh my gosh, the masterclass, the information that is packed into the masterclass made a huge difference. As we learned more and as we started to look at deals, we can see our knowledge going into play, and we're learning more and more with every deal that we look at. And it was such a huge it's such a huge improvement from where we were to where we are now. We can look at a property now and go, yep, that's the one. No, let's bypass that. The comfort level has increased exponentially from when we started.
Absolutely. And so you guys upgraded to the Boots on the Ground program. You came in as 100 Keys MasterClass superstars, and then you upgraded to Boots on the Ground. What made you decide to go all in on the Boots on the Ground? And for the people who don't know, the Boots on the Ground program is the program that we have where we pretty much do everything for you. We find the properties, build the properties, help you to tenant and property manage the properties, or if you want to flip them, we help you to flip them. What made you guys decide to take that leap of faith?
I followed a couple people on YouTube, a couple mentors, and none of them offered what you offered, which is an established team that is ready to help us not only find deals, but also to do renovations, get it rented or get it flipped, whatever it is that we're looking for. You have that whole team of professionals in place. Right. And that was a huge attraction for us because we're investing out of state. And so we're not able to be there, every single day or as often as maybe some others would like. And so it's really good when you can work with somebody that you trust, who have this established team in place, who's known for getting results. And that was the huge attraction.
No, I hear that. Speaking of results, we just wrapped up a cosmetic rehab. We just got your first deal wrapped up. It only took us about 4 to 6 weeks for this cosmetic renovation on a rental property, a 6-bedroom townhome. It's like 2,000 square feet. How are you guys feeling now? I mean, we've kind of gone through those thresholds of finding the deal, renovating the deal, and now you're on the back end of that. We're about to put tenants into the property and just cash flow. How are you guys feeling about the process?
Well, I personally feel it's been a learning process from the off. I mean, I've come from a completely different country, come over here, so the learning process has been fantastic. I've had to let my wife take point and basically learn as I go along. There is a lot to learn, but in the process that's happened up to current, and watching and seeing and learning myself about how to renovate properties and looking at the finished product, the feeling's really, really good because the finish quality is very high. And you know, the team that we had in place, that you put in place for us, they worked really, really quickly. And they were very professional at what they do. And you know, I mean, I couldn't personally be happier.
Agreed.
Yeah, I love hearing that.
Yeah, absolutely agreed.
Yeah,
love hearing that.
Phenomenal. They got the job. We were actually amazed at how quickly they got the place renovated to top quality. The place is absolutely gorgeous.
One of the points here is that accuracy is key. And what I saw here with the finishing, with the fittings and everything else, and the way it was done and the coordination of the team themselves, that was really, really good to see, because we were getting like videos on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And watching the guys work and watching the progression of work. Now that's really important, because when you develop a property, especially at distance, we need to see how the work's being done, how the contractors are really putting themselves in place, how expeditiously they work. You know, so it's really a package, and it's watching the package from beginning to end that makes the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Boots on the Ground is a fantastic program. I would absolutely recommend that to anybody who's thinking of investing in state, out of state. You cannot go wrong with that program. That is absolutely, that's a treasure, to be honest with you.
No, I appreciate the feedback. What words of advice do you have for anyone who's kind of sitting on the sidelines right now, wondering if mentorship is for them, if real estate investing is for them? Should they just sit and wait? What do you guys have to say? Don't
wait. Do not wait. We sat here. If you sit and think, I'm going to wait for the right time, I'm going to wait until I accumulate more, there's always going to be another need in place to take your money, and the time will never, ever be right. Do not sit and wait. Don't put your dreams on hold. start to take those steps. Boots on the ground guides you through. You get all the guidance that you need. You definitely should have a mentor. And I definitely recommend Brian, and I definitely recommend Boots on the Ground, because it is such a complete package. You cannot go wrong with it. Do not wait.
Something I'd like to add to that is, being that I'm going to bring it up again, but I'm from a different country, we don't have this type of program to guide us through renovation and actually buying a property and giving us the knowledge along the way, you know, that shows us what we should be learning. Now, that's really important, because people make mistakes, even when they believe they know it. Particularly, for instance, particularly with us, we're first timers. So this is, the whole learning process is really key. But it's really important to go with somebody you feel comfortable with, to begin with. And it's really important to keep learning. Take the advice of someone you trust and keep learning.
Absolutely.
And those are really two really important things I'd like to say about that.
Absolutely. It's very hard to put a value on what you receive from the Boots on the Ground program. I mean, to me, it's valueless, because there's just so much packed into it. What you learn, the progression of what you see happening, the changes within yourself as you grow more and more comfortable. And, you know, Beryl is absolutely right. Key is working with somebody that you can trust, somebody that you can rely on, and know that the job will get done. And that's you, Brian. That's you and your team.
Really fast, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment in the comment section that says I subscribed. For everyone who leaves that comment, I'm going to send you instant access to my free real estate training that shows you how to acquire properties for pennies on the dollar all across the country. You don't want to miss out on that free offer.